welcome back to the CoolFigurez channel. I'm your host, Justin the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. The information on the channel is intended for adult collectors and not children. And today we are going to be taking a look at the brand new McFarlane Toys Target exclusive DCMultiverse, the Batman Bruce Wayne Drifter figure. But first, if you're new, then welcome. This channel is all about cool action figures, analyzing them, punching them, taking pics of them, and of course, playing with them. If that's your sort of thing, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, go ahead and hit that bell notification icon so you stay notified when I do upload new content. And if you do enjoy this video or any other videos that I put out, please remember to give them a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. With all of that out of the way, guys, once again, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new McFarlane Toys Target exclusive, the Batman DCMultiverse Bruce Wayne Unmasked Drifter figure. Man, that was a mouthful, guys, and I know I jumbled it up this time versus the first time how I said it, but it's still the same figure nonetheless. What did you guys think of the new Batman movie? Have you guys seen it? No spoilers in the comments below. Just let me know what you thought of it and where it stands on your list of top 10 Batman films. With that being said, guys, let's go ahead and dive on into this review. So, as you guys probably know, I had no intentions of picking up any of the figures outside of Batman and Riddler in this wave. However, after the movie, of course, it definitely made me want all the figures, and so I went out looking and hunting, and thankfully, my local Target had plenty of these guys in stock, so I went ahead and picked them up. And honestly, guys, now that I'm looking at them more and more, it's honestly not as bad as I first thought. But we'll go ahead and get into all that when we get a closer look at him. First, let's go ahead and take a look at everything that he does come with. He is a DCMultiverse figure, so he does come with a DCMultiverse stand with the DC logo stamped on it right there. And of course, he does come with a trading card. There's the front, and there's the back. You go ahead and pause the video if you want to read that. And the last thing that he does come with is this backpack on his back. So let's go ahead and pull it off. I probably should have just left it off, but I put it on him anyway, so leave him there. But he does come with this backpack, and it is pretty plain. My friend Robert did find me the masked version of Drifter Bruce, and he did paint it and weather it up a bit, so you'll get to see that when I do my review for the masked Drifter Bruce figure. So super excited about that. But yeah, it's just a nice looking sculpty backpack. I have to admit, it does look nice. I just wish he would have added a little more paint to it. I mean, this water bottle is the same color as the backpack. Like, come on. There's a button right here that my friend Robert actually painted the Nirvana symbol on, because, you know, the Nirvana song Something in a Way was heavily used in this film, so he went ahead and did that for me, so thank you to him. But yeah, guys, I can't wait to show you guys that. He did an amazing job. Oh yeah, he also painted the eyes straight on the Drifter Bruce that he got me, so super excited about that. But yeah, that's basically it when it comes to accessories, just that. And yeah, like I said, guys, now that I have it in hand and I've seen the film, this is actually a rather good likeness to Robert Pattinson in the Batman, you know? And in fact, I actually think this is a better representation than the unmasked head that comes with the unmasked Batman figure. And I was already planning on putting this guy just on the Drifter bike with the helmet on. So I'm probably going to go ahead and swap out the head between this one and the unmasked Batman when I find it. That is the last one that I do need. I don't think I'm going to get the unmasked Catwoman. I don't really need her. I just need one Catwoman. But yeah, so when I get that, I will definitely be swapping the heads. So anyways, guys, with that being said, why don't we go ahead and get a closer look at him. And like I said, the likeness isn't that bad, and the side eye isn't horrible. It's like his right eye is to the side, but his left eye is looking pretty straight at you. It's just that one eye that he has looking to the side. Hopefully my friend Robert can fix this one as well. But yeah, the likeness is actually pretty decent. When this figure was first announced and shown off, the promotional pics did not do it justice, I have to admit, ironically enough, pun intended. But yeah, this face sculpt is actually pretty decent. It still looks a little soft, but it still has a better likeness than originally pictured in that, you know, original promo pic and whatnot. Especially after seeing the movie, this definitely does look like Robert Pattinson in the Batman. So with that being said, let's go ahead and move on into his overcoat. As you can see, it is big and puffy. It's kind of implied in the movie that he's wearing his suit underneath, and he has his cape and cowl in his backpack. So that's probably why it's so poofy and stuff and so thick on him, because he actually has the bat suit underneath. It is made of a soft plastic. Unfortunately, like all McFarlane figures, he has no ab crunch forward, so even though it's soft plastic, it's not like you can utilize that to crunch forward or whatnot. But the pants do look really good. I have to admit, they're basic motorcycle pants. However, I think these are the knee pads, and they kind of don't go on the knees. So yeah, there's that. But other than that, it's still a pretty good looking figure despite the original promotional pics. Like I said, once you get it in hand, and honestly, look at the ones in the store if your store has multiple ones, because some of them were a little off. However, this one looks really good, and so that's why I went ahead and picked this one out of the 4 that I had there in store. So with that being said, let's go ahead and move on into articulation. He will look all the way to the right, all the way to the left. He will look down slightly, and he will basically just look up straight at you at that point, or to the side. His arms will go out to a T pose, 360 rotation at the shoulder, very small, slight butterfly joint. Unfortunately, this is one of those figures that McFarlane decided to put a single hinge joint, and I know he was probably thinking, oh, they're probably just going to put this on display, but still, he would have done better with a double hinge joint. However, he only has a single hinge. It does rotate at the elbow though, rotation at the wrist, hinging in and out, up and down, whichever way you have that ball peg facing. Despite it being closed off, he does have rotation at the waist right there, at the lower portion. Like I said, no real ab crunch downward. He may bend back slightly, but not too much. Looking at his leg articulation, he can join the cheerleading squad. He does have a thigh cut up there because he's meant to sit on that, drifter bike. He will kick forward that far, kick back that far. He comes with single hinge knees as well. So add that to the list. So he'll only go that far. He does rotate at the knee as well. And last but not least, or second to last, his ankles will go down that far, up that far. Ball rocker hinge, very slight because of the pants, and toe articulation. So yeah, guys, basically he's intended to be for display. His articulation is very limited due to his clothing and the lack of articulation. So me personally, that's exactly why I bought him, was to be part of the Batman display. So that makes sense, but I do wish he came with a little better articulation, so that way I can put him through the ringer, maybe do some cool action shots with him and whatnot. But it's very hard to pose him up in some cool poses because he's such a blocky character, and then you add the limited articulation. But before we go, guys, I do want to show you guys what you can do with this one if you do have the drifter bike. The drifter bike does come with this helmet, so all you have to do is pop Bruce's head off, pop the helmet on. Let me see, hold on, guys. And so this is what the figure looks like with the motorcycle helmet on. Real quick articulation check. I moved it to the right and it kind of just popped off because, well, probably because it wasn't on there right, but okay, it should be in now. So you can look that way to the right, that way to the left, and it popped off again. So as you move it, if it's not plugged in properly, obviously it's going to move around, and I'm just having a bit of a difficult time getting it to plug in and stay in. So yeah, just know he can basically just look right and left. He cannot look up, so when you put him on the bike, it's still a little awkward. Let me go ahead and grab the bike, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, so here we are with the figure on the drifter bike, the one that's intended for him. And, whoops, sorry, I'm trying to balance him on his base. But as you can see, he cannot look forward or up at all. The head will just pop up, so you can't do that. He can look sideways, though, so, there's that. Whoops. I'm going to pop that back on. So he can look sideways, so that's one way. But in terms of how he looks on the bike, his ass is still in the air. I don't know whose decision it was to, make the seats so shallow. But yeah, these bikes in this movie really suffer from that. But yeah, so here's the Drifter Bruce on the Drifter bike if you want to take a look at it. I do have a pic or two in the review pic, so stay tuned for that. So yeah, guys, with that being said, why don't you join me every Sunday morning for Coffee and Toys, a weekly Toy News Toy Talk podcast where we will go over all the latest and great toy news, reveals, pre-orders, and so much more. And join me every Wednesday on Instagram at CoolFigurez for Coffee and Toys Live, where I will speak to a new guest every week about toys, toy hunting, toy photography, and so much more. With that being said, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at some really cool pics that I took of this guy. And if you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a great fucking day. Thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. If you enjoyed those pics, you can find the full images over on Instagram at CoolFigurez. And I do have a separate Instagram account for my more thought out, planned out, more edited pics called Epic Shots by CoolFigurez. Check it out. If you like what you see, leave me a follow there as well. And if you guys want to see the unboxing of any figures I do reviews on for this channel, go ahead and check me out over on TikTok at CoolFigurez. That's where I post all my unboxings. And join me every Sunday morning for Coffee and Toys, a weekly toy news, toy talk podcast where we will go over all the latest and great toy news, reveals, pre-orders, and so much more. If you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. But whether or not you're a subscriber, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to me talk about toys. I really appreciate it. As always, I'm your host, Jess the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Thank you so much to this channel sponsor, VRare Store. Check them out for all your Funko Pop, anime, Pokemon card, and toy print needs. And of course, use code CoolFigurez at checkout for 10% off your order. VRare Store, check them out, guys.